14,000 years ago, someone baked bread, 4,000 years before the first seed was ever planted. What began at a single hearth in Jordan would go on to fuel empires, rewrite laws, and quietly reshape the entire course of human civilization. At the archaeological site of Shubayqa I, in the Black Desert of northeastern Jordan, researchers discovered the charred remains of this ancient meal inside stone hearths. High-precision radiocarbon dating places these microscopic crumbs at roughly 14,400 years old. This means nomadic Natufian hunter-gatherers were processing grains 4 millennia before the dawn of systematic agriculture. These prehistoric makers gathered wild ancestors of domesticated crops, specifically einkorn, emmer, and barley. They ground the grains between stone tools, mixed the coarse flour with water, and baked the dense, unleavened paste directly on hot, flat rocks. This early bread, made without yeast or salt, was dense and chewy, resembling a modern cracker. By transforming wild seeds into a portable, high-energy food source, these mobile foragers established a reliable food supply. This culinary innovation likely gave wandering bands a powerful reason to settle down, anchoring humanity to the land and driving the birth of farming. By 3000 BC, the Nile Valley became home to the world's first true bread culture. Ancient Egyptians transformed this food into the economic infrastructure of their empire. Hieroglyphs record more than 40 distinct types of bread, ranging from basic flat loaves to sweet, spiced varieties. Egyptian bakers also discovered leavening, likely by accident, when dough was left exposed to wild, airborne yeasts. The resulting fermentation caused the dough to rise, producing soft, airy loaves. This staple functioned as the primary currency of labour. The pharaohs paid state workforces directly in baked goods. Labourers building the Great Pyramids of Giza received a daily wage of 10 loaves of bread and a jug of beer. Neighbouring peoples even referred to the Egyptians as bread eaters. With more than 30 commercial bakeries operating in urban centres, bread served as the physical and economic engine of the state. By 168 BC, Greek cities turned baking into a highly regulated professional trade, establishing the first known bakers' guild to control production and prices. The Roman Empire took this institutional control further. The state organised production under the Collegium Pistorum, a powerful guild managing hundreds of urban bakeries. To fuel military expansion, the empire required standardised, long-lasting rations. Roman legionaries marched across conquered lands, carrying bicelatum, a twice-baked, rock-hard biscuit designed to survive months on campaign. Back in the capital, Emperor Augustus secured public loyalty by distributing free bread to hundreds of thousands of citizens, cementing state control through food. The scale of this industry was entombed when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, preserving 33 commercial bakeries in Pompeii, complete with stone mills and carbonized loaves. This system also exposed deep social divides, separating the elite who dined on refined white loaves from the poor who survived on dark, heavy bran. By the Middle Ages, bread dominated daily survival, supplying roughly 70% of a peasant's daily calories. At feasts, diners ate off trenchers, thick slabs of stale bread used as plates that absorbed juices before being eaten or given to the poor. Because bread was life, regulation was absolute. In 1266, England enacted the Assize of Bread and Ale, a strict law tying the weight and price of a loaf directly to the market cost of wheat. Local officials policed bakeries ruthlessly. A baker caught selling light loaves faced public humiliation, dragged through dirt streets with the offending bread tied around their neck. To protect themselves against accidental shortfalls and these brutal penalties, bakers began adding a 13th loaf to every order of 12, creating the baker's dozen. Meanwhile, a milling revolution swept across Europe. Watermills and windmills automated grain grinding, making flour cheaper and bread more accessible than ever before. In the 1800s, steam-powered mills replaced stone grinding, flooding cities with cheap white flour. By the 1850s, Louis Pasteur's research isolated commercial yeast, freeing bakers from unpredictable wild starters. Then came the ultimate convenience. On July 7th, 1928, the Chillicothe Baking Company sold the first loaf sliced by Otto Rohweder's new machine. The innovation was so revolutionary, it birthed a new catchphrase for human ingenuity. Wonder Bread capitalized on this in 1930 with wax-wrapped, pre-sliced loaves. When the United States government briefly banned sliced bread in 1943 to save steel, public fury forced officials to reverse the ban within 2 months. Today, the global bread market exceeds $500 billion annually, with over 200 distinct styles eaten worldwide, from Indian naan to Mexican tortillas. In France, bakers produce 6 billion baguettes every year under strict legal protection. Yet, alongside this massive commercial scale, the ancient craft survives. The sourdough revival of the 2010s surged during the 2020 lockdowns, sparking global yeast shortages as online communities shared starters. These modern cultures rely on the same wild fermentation that fed ancient civilizations, keeping humanity's oldest culinary craft alive. Subscribe to our channel to discover more stories behind the history that shaped our world. Today, a simple loaf remains our most profound connection to human history. We didn't just domesticate wheat, it civilized us. Subscribe for more untold histories.